one of the things that we like to do when we're animating is to swap out drawings. That allows us to add more variety or richness into the animation. So after my layers are set, right now we can see it's called drawing substitution, and that's really, it's what we use for lip syncing, but we can also use it so we can change different body parts, like making a character blink. So if I look at my artwork right now, if I go to my eye layer, I'll see that that's what my eyes look like. But if I want to make it so that my character closes his eyes, what I can do is I can use one of these two buttons down here to add an additional drawings to my layer. So currently my eye layer has one drawing on it, and I can either say I want to not see it, or I can go to that first drawing, which at this point is named 1. We can always rename our drawings the same way we do when we're lip syncing, but I'll worry about naming layers or drawings after I've created some more. So if I want where the eyes are going to be closed, what I can do is just insert an empty drawing. And when I do that, I'll see it went from 1 to 2. So now I have 1, 2. 2 is now empty, waiting for me to draw the eyes. If I turn on onion skinning, it gives me the general location or area where those eyes were, and then I can just imagine what it's going to look like when the eyes are closed. So that can give me that shape. So we have eyes open, eyes closed. If I wanted the eyes to have an additional expression to them, I could even add in one more drawing. And if I open up my keyframes or my onion skinning a little bit here, I can see what that one looks like, and then use that as a guide to start to figure out perhaps this is where the eyes are going to be mostly closed. Maybe he's mad or something. And then I could now color these in. So we'll add in blue. Probably should have put the white of the eye in first and then put the blue around it, because now I'll have to use the paint bucket twice instead of once on each eye, but I can hopefully be precise enough to color that. And then now add in the pupil. And more, I guess it's more tired eyes than mad eyes. So now we have, if I turn off onion skinning, we can see there's an open eye, closed eye, tired eyes. But it looks like the eyes are kind of opening. And now if a few frames later, I can even go back and choose open. Now he looks kind of scared there, but it animates the eyes opening, and it kind of animates them closing, which might give a smoother animation on the blank, so it just doesn't close right away. Maybe start out here, and then a frame later, then go to the closed eye. Go back to opening eye. If I hit play, it really starts to look like he's closing his eyes. So it's animating that motion of closing the eyes. So by adding in these simple additional drawings, we can add a lot of richness to our animation. And at any point I can decide, well, no, I want them to start closing again. Maybe this time they won't close all the way. I'm going to go back to this. So now he's kind of scowling there a little bit. So if your audio or just the story you're working with, you need to add an expression, knowing that eyes can be a very expressive element. While the mouth is used for talking, the eyes can be used to help to convey different emotional content, so that you're adding in that additional richness into the animation. So we can very easily now create these body parts. Now if I want, perhaps he's very easily flushed so that his skin will turn different colors. Right now I have my skin color of this red, but if I had additional versions of that, maybe now they could turn a little bit kind of oranger. I'll go lighter. Maybe I'll go lighter pink with it instead, and then even lighter. So now I have some additional fill colors I can use for the head. Now on the head, I could just as easily say, okay, I want to duplicate instead of start with a clean drawing, and then fill that with the different colors. So we had the red, now it goes to that. Now I can duplicate. So this one is duplicate, this one makes an empty drawing. So if I go duplicate again, grab the paint bucket, go to the lighter color, fill it up. So we can see he's going to, let's see, where are my drawings? So we have now our different colors. I can just cycle through. And if they're sequential, where it's dark, medium, light, it does make animating a little bit easier. So if he starts out dark, then he can get a little bit lighter. Get a little bit lighter, stay lighter, start fading back down. So now we have this color change going on in addition to the animation of the eyes. And color changes, if you don't have drastic color changes done subtly, it can add a lot of nuance and make your animation just seem that much richer without really doing much except just adding in additional duplicate drawings. Now I could do the same thing with the hair, where the hair could change color, or I could even make the hair animate or have different sets of shapes, just like the eyes. I could have different hair pieces, so then the hair is maybe wiggling or waving or blowing because his hair is kind of partially, alive or has its own mind and does what it wants to do. So because I want his hair to start doing some different things with it, I'm going to, with the hair, treat it as a duplicate. So I'm not going to do it as a new drawing, but it will be a duplicate that I'm then going to modify. Now as part of modifying this, I'm going to just ditch the inner color for now because it'll be easier to just animate the line. And now if I just get rid of a lot of it that was there, turn on onion skinning so I can see. I'm going to go back to the first frame and just get rid of the fill on this as well. It's easier to animate when you just have the lines to work with. So I can say, okay, that's what the hair was prior. Now if I go grab my hair color, the orange, and decide how I want to redraw it, so I'm not doing a drastic change, just a little bit of a change. So if we turn off onion skinning, we can see just a little bit of movement going on there. Now if I go to the next frame and duplicate it, erase out what's there, and then turn on onion skinning so I can see. And now I have 3 different hair shapes to work with that we can go, and I'll just do one more just for fun. So again, duplicate, erase out the parts that I know I don't want to use. Grab the paintbrush, paint it in. And then now that I've completed that, I can just use the paint bucket and go back and fill my different hairs. So we can see. So we have some animation going on with the hair as part of this. Now, once I have that going on, I could decide that if I wanted it to keep looping like this, I could create what's called a cycle with the animation, which we really haven't looked at too much. Or I could just decide that the hair is going to do its own thing, and just like the mouth, just like the eyes, just like this face color, I can just manually decide to go through and grab different frames. And it can sometimes be, if you use the comma and period for cycling through frames, then you can be moving through frames and then just clicking through and choosing it. We can see how the hair is now animating, the eyes are animating, and the skin color is animating. And it's all occurring by doing drawing substitution. So we're putting all of that together. And once we have that kind of structure working, we may decide that his head is going to need a control peg attached to it. So I can decide that that head peg is going to control all of his facial features here. We can set its pivot point, and now that I have that, I can animate the head as I see fit on screen. So I want the head go up to here. So it's the floating flaming head. I'm going to rotate him back a little bit this way. And because I'm animating that peg, that is affecting all of those other pieces. We're able to see how it goes through. And then hit play. Now I just need more time for my animation to occur. Kind of could use, it'd be nice if his mouth was changing or he was saying something to us, or if I had different mouths to go with the different eyes, with the different movements, so that it further made the animation interesting. But the key thing is, when we are working with these different body parts, we set up additional drawings. When I have those additional drawings, I can just pick and choose which one I want to occur on which frame. And then we have everything attached together with a peg, animate that peg, call it done.